Oh man, hold on, let me grab something.
The beating heart of global finance, economics, and politics, and wherever
It's
newspapers
better.
are using markets. Bloomberg is conversations that allow for deep discussions, insights.
Sorry, I'm not all suited up in my usual um professional attire. It's an early morning stream. I'm getting this in before. Let me turn that down a little bit. Getting this in before we go to a baby appointment. At a baby appointment. um, in a couple of hours. After we get out of here. Not really a couple hours. It's like 2 hours. I guess a couple few, however you want to define this very short time that I have until we head out and go check on the baby. But let me go ahead with y'all. Let me pull this down. Pull this down so I can see it. There we go. I'll leave that over there in the corner. All cool like. I feel like this light positioning is a little odd. It's better if it's over there. Yeah. Yeah, definitely better. A little pushed away. Um but we are currently in a AU trade. Well, we're in AU and EU actually. Um but we're gonna mostly be looking at, well, I mean we can look at whatever for real, for real. So I'm waiting on some code to drop. Yeah, so Euro's not doing as well as AU is, but um as I was just seeing on Bloomberg a few minutes ago, the Euro stocks are up right now, so we should start seeing some influx of that. Um, I didn't send out the trade until price. Actually, I came up here. So from the live session, if anybody, like, I always try to make sure people understand that when I set up these boxes on the videos, that like they're not like they're malleable. You know what I'm saying? It's based on current price action. So like we actually didn't even get in right down here. We didn't get into price bump down here and did this retracement here, and we got in. I would have liked to get in down here, and if I would have been looking at the charts, then I would have done that. But this just wasn't the case. So I ended up seeing the charts after we ended up pressing towards this. Once we pushed through it, I was like, yeah, yeah, I like it. I still like it. And if you actually watched the actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I set this up on the last video on Sunday. I believe I just told y'all that I would like price to come back down and pick up these orders. I'm pretty sure I said that verbatim, actually, that I would like price to come pick up these orders here and then go higher. Price was around here when it did that, so I wanted price to come down and then go up, but it decided to go up and then come back, pick up some of these orders, and now it looks like it's gonna start going higher. So a good fair looking trade. But like I said, I like how AU is looking. It looks a little bit better. GU, I said I really just wanted to wait. But we might end up seeing a buy on GU anyway. I kind of want to get rid of this. Um, but back to my baby. Back to my baby. Don't get me wrong. EU has always been my baby, one of my favorites to trade. But you know, you can get choppy sometimes, and so can uh AUD USD. You can get just as choppy on different weeks, but sometimes you have the pairs that correlate moving a little bit smoother than others. So it's nothing to really scoff at too much. I just kind of like, move accordingly. I might trade more Euro one week, more AU another week, more GU the next week, and keep it from there. But they're all usually typically moving relatively together with each other. What's going on back here? World leaders gather for IMF spring meeting. Is that right? All right. Well, we're probably gonna see a good bit of buying happen on our trades before the end of the week, especially with all of these meetings happening over there in Europe and whatnot. I'm pretty sure. Well, they might not be in Europe. I think. I'm not sure exactly where they're meeting at, but based on recent events, they probably shouldn't tell everybody where they're meeting at. I mean, like, listen, world leaders have been in, like, world leaders and like major CEOs. I don't think I've ever been in the most danger and more danger from the public than they are right now, which is crazy. But all those attempts and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So let's hope they stay safe. Um, I'm not too insightful myself, at least not on my platforms. um, but I'm gonna switch gears just a little bit. Kind of let the charts chill a little bit. Listen to some of this news in the background while I work on some coding because we're building this web tool. Actually, I'll give y'all a little. I can give y'all a little preview of the web tool real quick. Um, instead. So right now, I'm working on taking this stupid refresh out because I accidentally put in where it's refreshing every 5 seconds. I was really trying to refresh the data that feeds this little button here to refresh in the background, so it's not like it's to interrupt you. Like right now, if I was typing something, it would stop me and like be like, oh, this isn't a symbol because I'm in the middle of typing something, but it refreshed and looked at that symbol where I was halfway done typing. So right now we're knocking that kink out real quick. And then we actually were gonna do a little thing where the you could pay for a premium version of this and it would have my VIP uh Telegram integrated right there, so you would just get all the VIP updates right there. But I'm not doing that. Instead, we're just gonna connect this to the free chat and leave this app, this web tool, completely free. And like this right here happens because it's since it keeps refreshing over and over and over again, it's going over my API pull per minute limit because it just keeps refreshing over and over and over again. I'm gonna have to everything before we push everything out. I got my mic way over here. You guys probably can't haven't even been able to hear me that well. But we're gonna get everything pushed out hopefully by the end of the week, so folks can get access to this right here. We gotta do some more touch ups. I'm actually gonna turn. I'm a car guy, so I'm trying to turn this to a race car gauge right now. It's been a little bit of a doozy doing it. I had to honestly tear down the whole app and build it back up again because since I'm having it pull so dynamically, I had to start pulling the data a little bit differently. But this right here is mixed with seasonal data, uh, relative strength data, um, uh, uh, um, commitment of traders data. There's a few different data points that are pulled together to get y'all this sentiment button that I had. It was right there. So it kind of like it's gonna give retail traders another edge on the market. It's like, okay, is it some income bullishness? Is it some incoming bearishness? Are we neutral? Should I just be seeing the markets out and waiting for a move right now? And this really kind of drills in on my personal trading strategy. Coin precision trading. It's what we teach in our within our company, and it basically has a heavy focus on momentum and fundamentals. with a little bit of, I guess, retail, some like retail trading strategies, which I would kind of consider like smart money concepts. That's pretty retail at this point. It's like I wouldn't call it smart money at this point. It's more so just like uh it's like order it's like following order blocks, really. It's like, and I don't think the new wave of it is a new wave of it, but it's like from talking to so many older hedge fund managers and you know capital managers and things like that. There's it's just like it's not really like the smart money concepts per se isn't really like something new, but it's just compiled a little differently than it ever was before, the past decade or so. But I'll say like um precision trading, it's a lot simpler than a lot of people, like it makes trading a lot simpler than like it traditionally sounds to most people. And me creating this tool here just makes you able to precision trade a lot easier. So it's definitely built around my strategy, but you don't have to be using my specific strategy to get value out of it. Can be like, you can be if you're a scalper, for sure, we actually discovered this over the past week or so, that like it's scalpability. Like if I were to be sitting here waiting, and the moment it flips bullish, I hit buy, I'm gonna see profit. I'm gonna get my stop loss and profit very quickly, and I'll show y'all here. We can back test it. We've been back testing it while I've been building it to make sure it's accurate. And let me show you over the past. We should give 30 days. Let me make sure I can show y'all correctly. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Straight greens. So like well, there's one L, but it was in the mix of a bunch of greens. It's like I can't. It's not gonna win everything. But that was me. That was really me testing the knee jerk reaction the um of the tool to see, like, how is it fair on a low time frame. Like a trader that doesn't know much hops on it, sees it, and takes a buy based off of it, like off knee jerk. So I wanted to kind of make sure that if that happens, that like my bot was gonna, or not my bot, my tool was gonna be um able to react to the markets well enough to not tell a trader that it's bullish while a super extra bearish move is incoming. You know what I'm saying? So like when price is about to sell, my tool is gonna tell you it's about to sell. When price is about to buy, my tool is gonna tell you it's about to buy. If it says it's neutral, price is gonna be consolidating. And we are gonna add another page with like a sort of heat map to kind of give you a gauge at the daily movements of everything, so you could really use only this tool for all your trading needs. um and I'm hoping that folks will move over here, so you don't have to have like 20 freaking tabs up while you're trading. Like this kind of takes away the a heavy side of the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? So like I combined all the fundamentals that I use in my trading sort of way in this here app. Now, before we get it launched, we are gonna have trade or not trade a news updates tab. And that'll be over here somewhere in this part of the screen. And we're gonna have that, and that's gonna be able to like kind of keep everybody informed with like the more important news updates, tech updates that are affecting the markets. We're still I actually got to the point where I was about to start integrating that like 2 days ago. But then I had to tear this down and rebuild it, like I said again, to make sure the gauge was right while it was pulling all this like dynamic stuff. So at first I was doing a bit more of a static version of everything, and since I wanted it to be so dynamic, I didn't realize I was building it in such a static way. See, I have a degree in IT, but I'm not a full stack developer. I've become a full stack developer, as you can see in me building this web tool, but I'm not a full stack developer by trade. You know what I'm saying? So I am learning a little bit as I go. So I had to build it back up with a slightly different route to make sure everything would work properly and pull data dynamically and make sure keeps everybody up to date and live. But pretty soon we're gonna have this ready for y'all, and y'all gonna be able to use it and profit from it. And I pray, I pray that when I launch with enough uh like server traffic space to not crash or anything like that. Trader Nick had mentioned in one of my comments from a video, or not from a video, from a post that I did talking about building coding and building this tool, and he was like, "It's way harder than it looks," and it definitely is. And he said he pays like, I think he said like 5 to 10, what did he say, 5 to 10K a month in maintenance, and it's like, eef. I guess that might be due to how users he has, though. I'm saying, like, if you have a super, like really deep batch of users, you're probably gonna need to pay for more space at a bare minimum. Now, just to be transparent with y'all, I got quoted. I was talking to a full stack developer overseas before I started working on this, and great person, and he's accomplished and whatnot. I won't name drop him, but he's accomplished and whatnot. But he quoted me at about, he said it would be about 40 to $60,000 for this, and he was like, now normally this is about $100,000 job. Now granted, knowing how, like, I've seen Nick talk about the Edge Finder a little bit, so I can understand that this is definitely an expensive venture for sure. Um, but me, I'm a cheapskate, and I'm Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a accomplished person. Everything I set my mind to, I get done. So it's like, I want my own web tool. I want my own, and I want it to be free for the public. So let's build it, and I built it. So that's where we are. Um, it looks semi how I want it. We're gonna get a little bit more of a race car vibe. I'm a car guy. So the like I said before, the this little neutral button, that's gonna be a gauge. You know what I'm saying? An actual, like a speedometer kind of looking gauge, where you're gonna be able to see, is it neutral, is it bullish, is it bearish? You know what I'm saying? So really help out in everyone's trading, hopefully. If I can get the rest of this knocked out, let me put y'all back on the chart. Share instead. There we go. All right, I'm gonna turn this up.
Sources telling Bloomberg the Chinese company scrapped plans to unveil its YU7 electric SUV at this week's Shanghai Auto Show. A new launch date has not been confirmed. And officials say trade talks between the U.S. and Thailand, due to start on Wednesday, have been postponed. The delay comes after Washington asked Thailand to address currency manipulation and the misuse of certificates of origin on goods. No date has been set for a resumption.
The U.S. tried to call Thailand out on some dummy BS, and now they done slowed down the trade talks. Listen, we seem to be losing this trade war, everyone.
Even further reduction in global growth, and then the danger of recession looms bigger.
Listen, you don't have to worry about a recession if you're investing. Granted, I don't want a recession to happen. And I'm not gonna say I don't care, but if you're investing, growing your wealth the right way, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. That if you're still depending on a job though, you should be worried. And that's not to shade anybody. That's to wake y'all up like, hey, um, you know, I should probably figure something out that makes it so this job, like if I lose it, my life not destroyed. Like that's scary.
In case you missed it, on Bloomberg Crypto.
You have sell-side analysts taking a look at what you're doing and starting to compare you to Coinbase. Are you after their business?
Well, I think we compete in the general sense of offering crypto to customers, but also this is a nascent industry and not very many companies have entered yet. Even though Bitcoin has now been around for 15 years, institutions and other companies have been waiting for signals to enter the market.
There are a lot of financial firms that are looking to tokenize private funds also.
Yeah.
Are you in talks with any of them?
We're generally in conversations with anyone trying to do interesting things in the space. If I had to pick the biggest pain point, AI is like transforming everything. So I think it's tough right now if you want to be in the AI sector.
Sorry, one of my traders texted me. I had to text him back real quick.
You can actually invest in.
Don't miss Bloomberg Crypto live Tuesdays.
Africa, a region rife with potential for growth and opportunities, but not without its challenges. Bloomberg highlights the biggest stories, interviewing key players, and reporting on the issues impacting the region. Join us as we get to the heart of African business, politics, and economics, and ask the question, what's next? I'm Jennifer Zabasaja, and this is Next Africa. New episodes every month, only on Bloomberg.
From the world of politics to the world of business, Joe Matthew and Kaylee Lines deliver news, insight, and analysis live 2 times a day, every trading day. Balance of Power at 1 and 5 Eastern, only on Bloomberg. U.S. jobs numbers are released. Bloomberg has the report under surveillance with crucial data and expert analysis at terminal speed. Nobody covers Jobs Day like Bloomberg.
Equity futures up across the board here on the S&P, high by 2.3%. Some soothing words from the President of the United States giving equities a lift, and the bond market yields lower at the long end of the curve. 30s down by 12 basis points. Under surveillance this morning, the risk of recession.
If we have this cloud of uncertainty coming lower and lower, making it difficult for the business community and for households to take decisions, we could have a self-inflicted injury that I guarantee you we would regret. We actually can see even further reduction in global growth, and then the danger of recession looms bigger.
Here's the latest this morning. The IMF warning trade tensions between the US and China could spark a global recession if uncertainty presses on. Torsten Slok of Apollo writing, if current policies do not change, then the probability of a US recession in 2025 is 90%. Torsten joins us now for more. Torsten, welcome to the program. If current policies don't change, what is current policy and what needs to change?
Well, I think that if we have current policies in place, we will still see empty shelves in stores in the US in a few weeks. How this is impacting small small businesses.
Had to make sure he can access his account correctly.
80% of employment is in companies with less than 500 workers. And think about your independent toy store, independent menswear clothing. Think about your ski equipment selling store. They are all experiencing significant hits as a result of these very high levels of tariffs. And you're also seeing it in the incoming data. The consumer has been putting.
We are about to hit that 30-minute mark that I wanted to hit.
Retail sales from Redbook earlier this show that yes, consumers are spending more.
But y'all got an entry.
In the regional Fed surveys, we're seeing a significant decline in new orders.
And it's pretty good for the replay. We'll get a solid replay. If you're watching the replay, hold on. If you're watching the
So if these policies and these tariffs stay in place, then we will have a recession with a very high probability in our view.
Torsten, they're in place right now. How much longer can they stay in
tell us
place
that the
after
recession
damage
will happen as long as everything. I mean, the recession is going to happen if these tariffs stay in place much longer. But we knew that already. But if you're watching the replay, hit that like button, hit that sub button, and that bell icon. All that is going to tell the YouTube algorithm that this is good content, it is valuable content, and that it needs to be pushed out to more folks. All right. Now, if you're still watching to this point, I think you got a little bit of value. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's not be stingy and hit that button so I can turn this into another passive stream of income. Y'all, my baby about to drop in I wanted to just update the whole audience. My baby about to drop in I don't know. He could drop at any moment. My girl could really run downstairs right now. My water just broke. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? She's super, super pregnant. We hit we hit 39 weeks. Yeah, we hit 39 weeks on Friday. So wait, today's Wednesday. Yeah, we hit 39 weeks on Friday. So yeah, we're at the finish line, folks. Can y'all anybody that's watching that's been a subscriber for a little while, back when 9 months ago 9 months ago when I first started actually taking podcasting and doing content like this serious. I mean, it was more so honestly, I didn't really start taking it that serious until about just around right before we decided to have a baby. Well, okay, so let me be honest. We decided to have a child, and then it didn't happen. It just didn't happen right away for us. And then out of nowhere, while life was just life, and we got pregnant. And I was just like, oh, okay, bet. Finally, here we go. And then it just kind of, I don't know, it did light a little bit of a fire up under me. I'll say it did kind of crank things up a little bit. All right, I got one on the way. I gotta get everything together to give to him. Now, granted, I did think it was a girl at first, but my son is on the way. My girl doesn't want me to announce his name yet. He's in a song though. If y'all go on TDB Sound and listen to all the music, you'll probably hear his name. But his birthday's supposed to be May 2nd, but we were assuming that he was gonna pop early, but he's just been in there chilling. Nah, I'm good. I'll stay. I'll stay my duration. He's I paid my rent. I'ma stay to the last day. That's how my son feel, you know what I'm saying? But no, in all honesty, I can't wait to introduce y'all to him. It's gonna be whenever my wife says we're allowed to. Yeah, I'm just whatever, but some people are more particular about putting their babies on camera, and my wife is one of those people. So we're gonna it'll be a little touch and go. We're gonna see when and how and when we'll introduce him and whatnot, but we will be introducing him eventually. Y'all won't miss out on meeting my kid. He's gonna take over all of this TDB stuff when he gets older. That's why I'm building it. So if you got value out of this, I'm about to get out of here. If you got value out of this, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell icon, and comment something. You feel me? Put something in the comment section. My comments be kind of dry a little bit sometimes, and when that happens, the YouTube algorithm doesn't like to push things out. You know what I'm saying? It wants interaction. Y'all comment, I might like the comment, I might comment back. You ask a question, I'm most likely gonna answer it. So I don't want the replay to look too long because I want people to actually like click on the video. What's this about? You know what I'm saying? So I'm finna get out of here, but I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Where's the little button? Where's the little button? There it is.